One second, Smriti Irani.
Sir, this is not conjecture. Mrs. Ranjana Kumari, I don't think is making up the fact that Tehelka is not cooperating.
Certainly not.
It is an official tweet from Tehelka stating that Shoma Chaudhary's statement is, I will not cooperate with Goa police. Kindly go and check that.
And Smriti, I find it baffling here, and I want to bounce this off Swapan Dasgupta, that here is Shoma Chaudhary, who talks at length about sexual violence, who says, you know, I speak about this gender rights, sexual violence. She doesn't know that the Supreme Court, Swapan Dasgupta, has ruled out compromise in rape cases. This is a case of attempted rape.
Arnab, who says, you know, when Sanjoy says that she did the right thing, I'm astonished. I do not believe for a moment that Shoma did not know the law. Shoma, having covered these women's issues for such a long time, is fully aware of it. I think what is being done is an act of complete cynical premeditation, which is there that you first try and destroy the reputation of the person who has made of the girl who has made these complaints, and number two, this non-cooperation with the Goa police is an attempt therefore to say we will politicize the affair, we will try to say that we are the victims of a political witch hunt, and that is precisely what they are going to do next. And this, to my mind, is a calculated, cynical strategy aimed at diverting attention from the real offense and their role in covering up this whole offense.
Well, completely. I don't know what Sanjoy Roy you're talking about. Not going to the law is doing the right thing. Playing it down is doing the right thing. Calling an act of rape an untoward incident is doing the right thing. A lapse of reason, underplaying it like that is doing a right thing. And now trying to character assassinate the victim by hinting that there is another story which you suddenly stumble upon, Mr. Sanjoy Roy, that's also doing the right thing. I mean, I think this is, it's either you are blinded completely by your personal friendship with the people involved, Mr. Sanjoy Roy, or you have made up your mind that you will not be open to the facts which are emerging in this case.
Arnab, the facts are very clear. Again, I say an FIR has been filed. Let the process of law go forward. All I'm saying is that this particular jury that's sitting on Times now seems to have already come to a decision, as they've done in many cases. And as they've done in many cases,
I take objection to that, and I take objection to every person. Every person who, when asked a straight and direct question,
I have objection to it.
Well, fine, Mister. You may have as many objections as you want. But to say that somebody does not know the law, can go and character assassinate someone, cannot respond to an allegation, Mr. Sanjoy Roy. Mr. Sanjoy Roy.
You have tried to say that I've said XYZ thing. I haven't.
Well, Mr. Sanjoy Roy, I thought Tarun Tejpal resigned after apologizing for doing something wrong. You make a case out here that if the law is to be pursued, then you'll first try and behave like martyrs. You'll try and say, you know, what right does the media have to ask a question?
And I think this is the most ridiculous argument in all.
The most ridiculous argument in all of this is to say, is the media a victim? And the media asks questions all the time. The media asks questions only when its own interests are involved. Mr. Sanjoy Roy, I mean, this duality, this hypocrisy in this case is completely shocking.
Arnab, I haven't heard Tarun saying that. So if you're saying
we haven't even heard Tarun. You know what? We haven't even heard Tarun.
At least I haven't heard him say anything.
We haven't even heard Tarun. He's hiding in this case.
And we haven't
Bachi Karkaria is coming back to the debate. Ranjana Kumari, please. Ranjana Kumari.
So let's ensure that both Tarun and the victim are given a hearing outside of the media. Through the law, not because of us.
If this case had not come before the media, I don't think...
I am not the jury and I'm not a judge.
Ranjana Kumari.
No, listen. Yes, where is he hiding? If he is innocent, now the onus of proof of innocence is on him. He has to come out and say, look, whatever is being reported, instead of saying different version, the version which is the version of this young girl, young journalist, is the version. That's what the whole basis of FIR, and the version has been proved by whatever evidence Goa police has collected. Otherwise, there was no question of any FIR.
Ma'am, you've already decided the
why
version
doesn't he come out?
That's fantastic. I didn't realize that there was a trial and a hearing.
That.
I mean, I find this kind of thing extremely problematic in our country.
That
we continue
all
in the media all the time to bring about a judgment.
Mr.
This is the
Mr.
first
Roy.
time that I am actually shouting on a channel like this, because I've realized that by trying to
what do you mean? What do you mean channel like this, Mr. Roy? What do you mean channel like this? This channel is asking the questions and you have a problem with a channel like this. You will have no problems with a channel that gives you a platform. But a channel that asks you direct questions, you'll call it a channel like this. Now let me tell you this directly, Mr. Sanjoy Roy, and it's time for you to hear a little bit now on the other side. The fact is, had the leaks never happened, had the girls' version never come out, all would have happened is Tarun Tejpal stepping down for a lapse of judgment during an untoward incident.
Yes.
Now you know this is not a lapse of judgment or an untoward incident.
Said it
this is attempted rape. And the charge is that of attempted rape. You want to call a charge of attempted rape a lapse of judgment during an untoward incident?
This is rape.
That's all I'm saying.
And
if it is
Arnab,
proved to be this, let the law take its course.
The new law defines rape
What are we
differently.
debating?
The new law defines rape differently. According to the new law, this is rape.
When we are asking the question, when we are asking the question, when we are asking the question,
I want to correct.
I'm not the judge. I'm not the jury. I'm not the investigator.
That's an old dialogue, Sanjoy.
I can only tell you what
that's an old dialogue, Sanjay. I think Bachi wants to also come into
Arnab, it's not an old
One
dialogue.
second, please.
No,
Bachi,
Arnab,
it is a very old dialogue, Bachi.
I think at the end of the day,
Arnab, let me just make a factual correction.
Each one of us
Sanjoy
has
Roy.
to
Bachi, give me a minute. I want to make a factual correction.
And that uphold the right of law is not about us. It's about the
but
law.
that's what they didn't do.
Let the law take its course.
You had a choice.
And if he's
you ran away from the law.
And if he's proved guilty, hang him or do whatever he has to do.
No, please.
Why are we presuming guilt? Why are we presuming that all of this has happened? There are two different sides of the story.
Sanjoy Roy, please remember this, that Tarun Tejpal is not just another employee. Given what has transpired, there is a detailed discussion about whether there should be a criminal investigation. And some people are saying this should, since the charges of attempted rape, reading of the email says attempted rape, then you should have an inquiry outside of the purview of your internal inquiry, and you can have 100%. The two parallel processes. You can have a criminal investigation 100%. And you can have a 1 minute. An internal investigation is not a substitute from a criminal investigation in a case of attempted rape. Okay, it's not an innuendo. It's not an innuendo. It's nothing. It's a charge of attempted rape. So let's take it a little more seriously than that. Bachi is responding. Bachi, please. Bachi.
No, I'm not responding, Arnab. I mean, everything that has come out on this channel is extremely important. We've established several factors which are extremely, extremely important. There are just 2 points that I want to raise over here in the context of 2 statements that came up in the course of this discussion, and that is that will what has happened with Tehelka deter another young woman from coming up with charges against a powerful editor? The answer is a clear no. Because what has been happening in this particular case, especially what has been happening in a lot of the sexual molestation, assault, rape cases, what we heard with the Supreme Court, the intern and the Supreme Court judge, I mean, I think this is the most gratifying fact, that women are coming up and speaking without fear of people in authority. The second point, Arnab, please let me make this, is that, you know, when Swapan mentioned and said that, they politicized it, I'm not interested in who politicized it.
Who cares about politicizing? I'm not even interested in that.
I want to be very clear that both these cases, the Snoopgate and this, should not be politicized. They are very, very important, crucial, significant cases as far as women are concerned, and to politicize it is to insult them.
Well, you know, Bachi Karkaria, we stay focused. We said, and the precedent is this, that when you're, Sanjay, please listen to this. The precedent is this, that when there is a charge of attempted rape and you have details of it given to you, you can immediately go to the law. When you don't go to the law, you will be asked questions. When you will be asked questions, you cannot pretend to be hurt or angry, self-righteous or sanctimonious, and then ask the media, are you the aggrieved party? I think that was terrible. I think the way they've handled it is questionable, and I think asking the questions is very necessary, and they will be asked. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour Tonight.